Your parents' money advice wasn't wrong. It was right in 1985. Buy the house, get the degree, stay loyal, avoid debt. Every one of those rules built real wealth for an entire generation, and every one of them, followed literally today, will quietly keep you broke. Here are eight of them, and what replaced them. Rule one: buy a house as soon as you can afford one. In your parents' era, a mortgage was forced savings, a fixed payment while their income climbed with inflation. Today, the math flipped. Between the down payment, closing costs, taxes, insurance, and maintenance, a house you sell inside 5 years usually loses to renting and investing the difference. Owning still wins over long horizons, with a payment you'd keep even if the job changed. The rule isn't buy, it's buy when you're staying. Rule 2: any degree pays for itself. A degree was once a scarce signal. Now it's the baseline, and the price rose faster than the payoff. The average return is still positive, but averages hide it. The spread between the highest and lowest paying majors is wider than the gap between having a degree and not having one. Don't ask whether college is worth it. Ask whether this program, at this price, is. Rule 3: loyalty pays. Loyalty used to buy a pension and a title. Now it mostly buys a cost of living bump, while the market rate for your job gets reset by whoever negotiates it fresh. For most of the last decade, job switchers did out earn people who stayed put. But be honest about the size of that edge today. It has narrowed to well under a percentage point, and in some recent stretches, stayers actually came out ahead. So switching is no longer a guaranteed raise. It is a negotiation, and the leverage now comes from your skills, not from the act of leaving. Stay for the work, the manager, or the equity. Just don't stay because leaving feels ungrateful. Rule 4: avoid all debt. This one came from a generation that watched credit cards eat their neighbors alive. They were right about that part. But all debt is bad is a blunt instrument. A card in the low to mid 20s is an emergency. A 3% mortgage taken in 2021 is a gift you should be in no hurry to return. Sort debt by interest rate, not by moral weight.
Rule 5. Keep your savings in a savings account. Your parents' savings account paid real interest. Most big banks now pay close to nothing, and they are counting on your inertia. Meanwhile, high yield accounts and treasury funds pay a multiple of that. Same liquidity, same insurance, same money, same access, one decision. Rule 6. Never buy new, always used. Used cars were the obvious buy when they cost a third of new. Then used prices compressed toward new, and financing on a used car often carries a higher rate. Sometimes new is genuinely cheaper over 5 years. Run the total cost, price, rate, insurance, repairs, instead of running the reflex. Rule 7. Max the 401k first. Retirement accounts are excellent and nearly untouchable. Which is the problem when you're 29 with no emergency fund. Locking every spare dollar behind a 59.5 door is how people with six-figure balances end up taking payday loans. Get the full match. Then build liquid savings. Then come back and max it. Rule 8. Cash is king. Stay out of the market. Someone who lived through 1973 or 2008 learned that markets can destroy you. They can, but sitting in cash guarantees the slower loss. Inflation takes a few percent a year, quietly, forever. Cash is a tool for the next 2 years of expenses. It is not a plan for the next 20.
Notice what actually changed. Every one of these rules assumed three things: that wages rose with inflation, that assets were cheap relative to income, and that one employer would carry you to the end. All three broke. What replaced them isn't complicated, it's just less comfortable. Liquidity before lockup, skills before tenure, rates before feelings, and a willingness to run the number yourself instead of inheriting the answer. Your parents weren't wrong. They were early. If you want the order, these actually go in. What to fund first, second, third, that video's linked right here. And if this saved you from one expensive mistake, do me a favor, hit like and subscribe for the rest of the series.